Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Air Holler with me, Herd 37. So we've moved the plane over. I had someone move it for me over to Zaragoza, Spain. It's LEZG. And that's because we have a huge moneymaker for such a short flight. Almost $1.2 million for just a 102-mile flight over to, I guess it's Tarbes in France. That's LFBT. It expires pretty soon, although it shouldn't really matter. It's only like 100 miles for the 767, so I don't even know how high we'll get up. Should be a pretty quick flight. No, we're going to take off on runway 30 right. I've had a texture problem. I was just checking out to make sure the elevations of both airports were correct, and LEZG, Zaragoza, it's giving me some weird texture problem on the ground. You get it on occasion, usually like airports like in, I know I've had problems in like Turkey or Africa, like it's very rare, but like the textures on the ground are all weird and they move around and change. It's just really odd. But Tarbes, that seems to work pretty well. We'll go up and come back and land on runway 20. So let's get our 767 loaded here. Move over. Alright, it's only 68,000 pounds. Well, we've already got 516 miles worth of fuel, so we definitely don't need to mess with that any, since it's only 100 miles. A little bit longer, though, since we got to go around the airport, just barely. But, shouldn't be any problem. Day flight. I've got openLC. By the way, I changed the elevation correction for Zaragoza and made it a little bit better, but it's still just screwed up. They don't have any large ones or anything like that, no heavies or anything. So 4, I know that puts us over near the runway, because it's kind of an odd airport. The way there's an airport like, say, a runway right here, and then there's one that goes like that way, and it's kind of odd. It's really far, a lot further away from the terminals and everything. That's where we'll park her, and let's go ahead and move on over to the plane. Alright everybody, here we are at the plane in Zaragoza. You'll see some like these textures moving. It's just, I don't know exactly what's wrong with it, but it's definitely screwed up. Go ahead and take a look outside, so headphone users. You'll see as we move. Like I said, I cleared it up a little bit with the elevation change, but it's all screwy. I'm not sure exactly why that is. I've got openLC running. I'm not sure if that kind of screws up or not. But you can see like there's road textures and stuff. So I'm not sure exactly what's going on. We'll move back inside. And let's get this thing going here. Let's go over to our route. Send the request. And we want LEZG, LFBT. So activate and execute that. We're going to be departing on 30 right with a set of SUR 1D. So CERT 1D. There we go. And arrival is going to be runway 20. And we do have, oh geez, it's one of those Y and Z's and I can't remember which one to use. I'm going to go with Y. Not going to use a star because I actually put in waypoints. Since it's such a short flight, to go out to one of the beginnings of the star and everything is just kind of ridiculous to try and do. So I put in a waypoint just past. It was a big VOR past the airport, and then used a little waypoint after that to should bring us right in. It's kind of, I shouldn't have done it yet, because we've got the at least one discontinuity. Bring that over. Alright, that looks like it's the last, there's only that one. So let me reset that. Alright. See, I don't know why that's disconnected. Oh, it's probably, it's going to use vectors or whatever. So we'll just move up, I think, index from ZRZ. Actually, I'm not going to mess with that. Shoot. We can move that one to there, and that'll... Nah, that didn't actually do it. Did it say it couldn't do it? Maybe I screwed that up. Now I've got 2 there. I did definitely screw it up. Index. There we go. I didn't click it the first time. That should fix that. Looks like it did. Circo. See, these stupid intersection or whatever, it's kind of screwing things up. Alright, and as you can see, it comes out to, I guess TBO was at VOR. And then BT406 was that waypoint. And then right on down to the airport. It doesn't have the elevations, which is kind of odd. Well, I haven't put elevations in for anything else. So let's go over here. And I'm going to have to get my phone so we can use a calculator, so I'll be right back. Alright, now we can go over to fuel and payload. And we gotta, of course, move our fuel over to the left again. I'm going to move, let's see. I'll move it 10 for now. So that should be 13. I'm actually going to move it a little more. I'm going to move it 8, so I'm going to put this to 41. And we'll put this one to 5. So now it's a little more to the left. I don't want to make this one too low. Actually, I do want it a little bit lower, though. Let's move it down 3 to 2. And we'll move this one up to 4. Because I still want a little bit out. I can turn that off during the flight. I don't want to mess with it on the ground. Then we'll probably have to end up restarting the engines if I do it now. So let's figure out our zero fuel weight. Let's take our gross weight, which is 284,515, minus the fuel, which is 19,006. That gives us 265,509. Click OK on all that. So our zero fuel weight should be 265.5. All right, in reserves we'll say 4 because we're gonna have tons of fuel anyway. Cruising altitude, I don't see reason to go all that high. Let's just say 10,000 feet. Cost index will say 80. And takeoff, the flaps will be 15. So get our VCs 139. Alright, 139 for V2. And let's see, approach will say 135. Hopefully we can get our... See, it says 10,000. This is not what we want. At 406, because the airport elevation is 1,217 feet. So I'm going to say if we're at like 2,000 feet above, that would be 32. So I'm going to say like 37,000 feet. And I can't, let's see. 3,700 feet. And so right there we'll say about 4,000 feet. And like I said, 135, so we'll put it about 140. I don't know if it'll let me change that speed though. It did. And 3 miles before that, let's say it's at 155. I guess it doesn't think that it's at the airport. That's why it's letting us do that. So 155, so 3 miles before that. Definitely don't want to be 296. And we also, see, it's not gonna, with our altitudes. So 155, actually that's 11 miles before that. So I can actually make that a little bit higher. Let's go, although I'll probably be controlling the throttles around that time too. So let's say 170, and 3 miles before that, let's say 185. And we're going to be up 4,000 feet there. So let's say 4,800 feet. And 68 miles before that, so we'll leave that. That'll be fine. Alright, so everything looks good from there. Turn that caution off. Yeah, it says that the fuel imbalance, that's alright, that's how we want it. So we set it up. Alright, in the heading of our runway, well, actually, let's go ahead and start our pushback. And the heading is 301. And our altitude is going to be, like I said, 10,000 feet. Air hauler sees us on the move. Seeing those textures moving, it's just really odd. Alright, we need to pop outside to see if we should turn to the right or to the left. We're gonna... Let me check. So, headphone users, watch out. So we'll move our... See, it turns to water and stuff. I really don't know what the hell's going on. It's kind of cool that Ryanair is here. Keeping us company. Turn on our flight director. Flight directors, let's go ahead and turn on TCAS. I'll pop the flaps to 15. There she's moving. A little late, but she's moving. And we'll go ahead and turn the brakes to RTO. Got all of our lights on except for the taxi light. We'll pop that on here in just a second. Taxi right over there to the runway. I like that. Love it when we have short taxis. Alright, we can go ahead and stop her right there. Flip on our taxi lights. Alright. Put our little throttle here. Like I say, taxi over to the right. It's just so weird with those textures moving and stuff on the ground. It doesn't make any sense. Like I say, it happens once in a blue moon, as they say. I remember it happened in Anadar or something like that in Africa. And like I say, it's usually like one of those just weird airports that you've never even heard about. And a far off place. Not Zaragoza, I wouldn't think. Like I say, I'm not sure if it's the textures or what happened. Because I've got everything turned on that should be on. So I'm not sure why it's all screwed up. Go up here and stop. Alright, up 30 right. Where we want to be. It's weird though, because the textures, they don't ever mess with the runway. The runway is always stays the same, so it's fine. Alright, let's go ahead and turn on our auto throttles. Landing lights, strobes. There's actually a plane over there taxiing in. It's kind of crazy. Looks like another Ryanair. Let's go ahead and take the runway. I was going to do a rolling takeoff, but I kind of want to see what plane that is. It's like another Ryanair coming in. I may have hit the brakes a little too much there. Quite get us out far enough. Alright, we're lined up. Yeah, we don't usually see planes taxiing around. And now where is he? Surely he was taxiing that way. There he is. I'm pretty sure that's another Ryanair. Alright, brakes turn RTO. Landing lights are all on. Strobes are on. Flaps are at 15. Auto throttles are armed. Should be ready to go. So we'll get our air cannon up in the air. Off we go, not quite full power. Airspeed's alive. 80 knots. Go ahead and rotate. Alright, pause the brake, gears coming up. Flaps down to 5. She wants to go pull to the left because of that fuel, which is fine. Flaps to 1. And I will fully retract the flaps. Go ahead and arm the autopilot, LNAV, VNAV. Turn off the auto brakes. Gear goes to off. I'm gonna check our fuel right here on the right. Looks like 0.1 cross feed. Right pumps go off. Because if that hits 0, the right engine will shut off and then we'll have to turn it back on, which is not a problem to do it. I know how to do it. But you gotta keep those off and the cross feed on or the thing won't run. If you turn those pumps on, it'll shut the engine off. So we're already up to 7,000 feet. We climb pretty daggone quick in this aircraft. You see, the other textures all look fine. That area kind of looks kind of crammed. I wonder if this, in the scenery library, if I forgot to click something on. I'm not sure. Well, she's going past 10,000 feet, that's for sure. And she doesn't care. We're only supposed to be at 7,000. Low fuel, that's fine. Or was that the altitude warning? Because, like I said, I don't know why she went all the way up to past 10,000. 7,000 or above, 10,000, 4,800. That's the thing with, since we can't get everything in correctly, it's not going to give me a top of descent and stuff like that. My range up. So it's just kind of weird. It's going to be a kind of a weird flight, I guess. The auto throttle's not working. Alright, I think they are. Because they're kind of moving as I hit my joystick accidentally. They're kind of fluctuating and then going back. Alright, so well, I'm going to go ahead and speed her up literally for just a few seconds probably before we need to get down. And I'll be back in just a minute. Alright, everybody, slowing it down to normal speed. That's our airport right there. We just had mountains right there. We just had to go over, so this is not going to be totally what we wanted. Auto brake's going to 2. Speed brake is armed. We're not going to be able to make it because we had to go up to like we'll see, we're still at 11.5 right there. So I'll tell you what we'll do. I'm gonna just go ahead and use our heading. Let's make sure that our nav is in here. ILS frequency 109 point. Where is it? I don't see it. I thought it was 109.5. Yeah, it is 109.5 for the ILS. So that's got VOR. ILS right here. 109 point. Come on, how did that get in there? 109.5. I can't remember if we have to put the course in there. It's 202. 109.5. Or would it be 202 over on the right? I can't remember. Anyway, that should have it. It's got TBO still on there. I don't know. Would we be able to make it right now? I mean, it's about a little more than 10 miles. Yeah, see, I want to use VNav. Slow it down to 200. We'll control the vertical speed. So I kind of screwed things up right there. Because we wanted that to be around 4,800. So we got about 4,000 feet to go. Thing is, we won't be able to slow it down enough. This thing at 2,000 feet a minute, or even 2,100 feet a minute. The range down here. It's about 10 miles. I don't know if we can. I don't think we'll be able to get down quick enough. It's weird that it didn't have the ILS frequency in there. Because usually it's already got it in there. 109.5. I don't know what the 202. I thought that's how we did the course. Not that the ILS in this plane works all that great anyway. Come on, girl. We're at 6,300. We got 1,500 feet to go and 5 miles. I think we might actually make it. The thing is our speed. I mean, we're breaking the rules right now because we're below 10,000 and we're going a little over 250. Got 600 feet to go. What is it? 4,800 to 4,000 to 3,700. Although at 3,700, it's not really what we wanted. We wanted 1,200. I can't remember if we have landing altitude here or not. Maybe that would turn off the siren. Should be looking at the cockpit right now. 1,217. I was going to say 18. Come on, thing. I don't need to mess with you. Well, we got below our 4,800. I'll let this go down to 1200 if it wants. We still do need a little bit to be descending a little bit. BT 406. Keep on descending, girl. Auto throttle's coming off. Let's check our landing speed real quick. 135. So we need to be about 140. See if we can get the localizer here. Stop descending so quickly. We'll hold it right here because the glide slope is above us. Go ahead and drop the gear. Bring out the flaps.
2500.
Hit the approach hold. Give her a little throw because we don't have our flaps out. She's getting a little too slow. I can bring her back a little. Feels like she's descending incorrectly. But that's because we were fast and that's how we end up still so high. Wow, that was a lot of work to get to that point where we're at right now, I'll tell you that. Every daggone thing happening so quick. Alright, I'm going to give her just a little bit of thrust here. We're still just slightly above it, but as we start to level out a little more, we're going to drop a little. Landing 3. If we wanted to use auto land, which we're not going to. Alright, we're right on the glide slope. Speed's coming down. See, this area looks just fine. Auto throttle, autopilot is off. Just a little high and we're a little fast. So we need to get that speed down just a little where it gets still a little high. We're about to get a little low. Still kind of high. Now we're right on it. Slightly low now. $100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. It always seems like when I go to flare, this airplane, no matter what, always wants to gain altitude. I tried to make that taxiway, there's no way. Yeah, it seems like every time when I go to flare, like I let that one go to about 20, as I start to flare, she always gains a little altitude. Can't. Well, that wasn't the best landing. We weren't completely level and everything, but it's just kind of odd how it does that. So as a greaser, it was an acceptable landing, but we got off to the side a little bit as well. I wish we could have made that taxiway back there. It's kind of a cool place. I mean, you got I guess that's the Alps around you and everything like that. So a cool little airport. A long, long runway. Alright, we can turn off right here. Get everything turned off for the lights real quick. And we'll turn off the auto brakes. Turn the flight director off. Landing lights go off. I never turned it off because we were just really at 10,000 feet, although we did go a little bit higher there when I had to get over the mountains. There's so much to do that I just left them on. I figured no harm by that. Flaps are fully retracted, and let's make our way over to the gates or wherever the parking. Finish this flight up. That's a good paying flight, almost $1.2 million to go like 100 miles. I'll take that any day. I actually spotted this a few days ago and it had tons of time left, so I was like, hell yeah, I'll do that. Because I was out of town, well, out of town, not that far, for Christmas. I was like, hell yeah, I'll do that flight. Give it to me, not one of the AI pilots. Reset my view. I don't know why it always gives you the warning about. Oh, wait, we got it. Not a big deal. Turn the TCAS off. Although I don't know why in this plane it always says TCAS fail as soon as you get to the ground. When you're on the ground to take off, it says fail until you get up in the air, and then when you, as soon as you land, it says TCAS fail as soon as you get on the ground. I don't know why. Yeah, but not a bad flight. It was, but as I say, I can tell you these short flights though are really kind of hard to do because there's so much setup and everything to get it going. And the past couple of flights, we haven't had like top of descents and everything. We have to manage everything manually. I don't know about this plane. I like some things of it, and some things I just don't. I hate. And why we can't seem to get it set up correctly, I have no idea. Like sometimes it seems like it's set up correct with the correct top and descent and all that, but I don't know. Other times it just doesn't want to work at all. I haven't been able to figure that one out. I guess they do have gates. I don't know if we park at the gates or if they have parking areas too. Maybe off to the right. See some equipment over there. To the right. There might be a parking area to the left. I see the fuel over there. But it looks like there is parking over here to the right, because you can see the little dark parking areas now. Take the next one, not this one, but the next one, I guess. Yeah, not a bad area. I like that they have parking areas for us. See if we can actually park correctly. I remember we parked at Helsinki and just absolutely for it. I was afraid we weren't going to get out far enough. We actually went too far out. Alright, we'll park it right here, put that parking brake on, turn that taxi light off, and we're not going to worry about all the power and everything, so we'll just go ahead and cut the fuel. Close those lights. I guess you could turn on the APU. You'll hear it is just shriekingly loud. Bleed air for the APU. shriekingly loud. I don't know if that's going to give power to everything. It'll automatically... It should. Yeah, there it went. Alright, let's go over to Air Hauler. We'll get this thing paid. No damage. Of course, it said it was a greaser. That didn't use much fuel. But I'll have to have someone... Because I've got other flights to do and stuff, so I'll probably have someone move this plane probably over to Barcelona, I'm guessing. That's one of our bases. It's not too far away. Unless there's a flight at a small airport, or not one that's not our base, I don't have time to do. So we're over just barely in France. I don't know if there's going to be anything or not. What is it? Veneta? Vittoria and Veneta. Split. I've heard of Split. I have no idea where Split is. That's not Serbia, is it? Croatia. I've actually heard of Split, actually. I was going to Moscow right here. I think what I probably would be best if we have someone go to Barcelona or Madrid. I don't know if there's going to be any good ones here at Madrid or what. Salzburg. There's another one to Salzburg. It could combine those. It wouldn't pay a whole lot. $269. Lisbon. Vienna. I really like Vienna too. I really like that airport. Charlotte. I just don't want to go to Charlotte. Frankfurt. Vienna. It pays pretty good. 340. It's a little overweight, but because of the length of the flight, it doesn't need much fuel. Malmo. I don't know why I know Malmo as well. Is that Finland or Sweden? Sweden. I know why I know Malmo, the soccer team. Not that I like them or would bet them, but I've heard of Malmo. Is that Kiev or Kiev? Ohrid. Man, that's not very far. And it pays pretty good, 560. But I'm kind of thinking I want to go to Vienna. So I'll probably have him move over to Madrid LEMD. I can do that real quick. I think it's Jessica Little. Jessica Little, there she is. She took it over there. LEMD, so she can go get it and move it right on over. She's only 100 miles away from it. Travel and get it. I like how Air Hauler does that better than Air Hauler 2, to be quite honest, as well. So just give it 1 second, because it takes a while to do it. I don't know why. There she goes. So let's look at our finances real quick. Finances. Bank loan. Take out a loan. Cancel. So we're at $2,955,000,000. So we're closing in on the $3 billion mark. See, that helps so much. We didn't use much fuel. I mean, with me moving, it was 1,000 plus the fuel that we actually used, which isn't much. It brings in a ton of money. Alright, well, that's going to be it for this episode, everybody. Hope you all did enjoy it. I'll catch you guys on the next flight.